First off, Adam Jackson wasn't involved on Saturday. Why was that?
Calf injury.
Is that going to be a long-term thing or just a knock?
No idea at the minute, Rob. Reason for that, it's presenting like a calf strain, but not showing as a calf strain on the scan. So you work that one out.
Frustrating.
Yeah, very, very, very frustrating. Listen, hopefully we might know more in the coming days, but after having conversations with Mike, the scan isn't sort of, like I say, showing a strain. There's a little bit of swelling there, but it presents like a calf strain in terms of since last Saturday, in terms of the game against Burton. He's not trained since, and the symptoms haven't subsided in any way, shape or form.
How frustrating is that getting now that you're having these players that are picking up injuries right, left and centre, it feels?
Yeah, it's difficult. It is, because, it's not easy sort of managing players in between games and making sure that they get the right rest or the right work in between them. But when you continue, you've got players sort of breaking down, and especially obviously, in that centre half pairing, again, I thought Regan and TJ did that manfully on Saturday, but ultimately, they are fullbacks, but they're doing what they can for us at this moment in time. It's good to see, obviously, Walshy probably being available to be part of the squad on Tuesday. So I suppose that's one thing, but with the long-term injury of Lewis, not having Adam for big, large chunks of the season, obviously not having Joe Walsh for large chunks of the season, it's very disruptive.
And when you have players who are picking up injuries a lot, when do you get to the point where you think, although they're good players, we need to think about a different option for next season because we can't afford to have the same thing as this year?
Been doing it for a while. Listen, and at the end of the day, that's football. You've got to be ruthless, and you've got to make the right decisions for the football club. So, players are not daft, they're not stupid. They know that, for us to be able to rely on them and trust them sort of going forward, it works both ways a little bit. So, listen, I wouldn't be doing my job properly if I didn't do that and didn't think that. So, it's something that needs to be addressed between now and the end of the season.
With regards to other injuries, anybody else pick up any knocks at the weekend?
We've got one or two knocks. Regan Pill picked up a knock to his foot. We'll see how he is this morning. He was a bit sore yesterday. He had a little bit of a block shot on Saturday that he was a bit sore. Obviously, Ted Bishop come off a lot earlier than he has done in recent weeks with the groin issue that he's got. So he's going to be sort of scanned today just to see where we're at with that. We know that, that does need managing, whether it's in between games, whether it's taking him out for, a week or so to then sort of get him back in. We're aware of that, but we're going to have that sort of rechecked at some point today.
The next run of games, 4 of the next 6 is against teams in that bottom 8 or 9. Is this the group of games that will define your season, do you think?
Probably, yeah, probably. I say that and I say that on the back of knowing that, if you take sort of MK out of the equation, we've actually picked up all our best results against all the sides that are at the top of the league. So, but you're right. The reality is, if we do the business in these next 5 or 6 games, we know that we're more than capable of beating the sides at the top of the table. So obviously that will put us in a really comfortable position. So we have to make sure that we pick up points over the next 5 or 6 games, and then, feel confident enough that we can, make sure that we have a strong end to the season.
The reverse fixture is probably one of the more disappointing performances of the season. How do you go about rectifying that tomorrow?
Well, I'd like us to start the game as we did at their place, because for the first 20 minutes we were outstanding, but then just didn't have that killer instinct. If we start that well, I think we'll be fine. But in terms of the disappointment, I suppose, it's probably one of the only games this season where question their attitude a little bit. I've never really had to do that in any other games that I can think of. I suppose the way things are at the minute, where we both stand in the league, etc., I'll be really and bitterly disappointed if I have to go down that route with the players.
And with these games, when you're playing against teams around you, how important is it that the message to the players is to still express themselves and not let that edginess creep into their play?
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, I think we've done that. I think, you look at Saturday and you look at the 2 goals we conceded, that, they were poor goals. Again, and listen, I'm not going to make a big issue of it, but I think Josh will obviously think that he can do better with both goals, and, it is what it is at times. But yeah, I think you look at certainly the first sort of 25 minutes on Saturday and the last 25 minutes, we've had them on the ropes, and it's okay. I'm getting a little bit fed up of managers telling us after games how well we play and stuff we play, and you must cause teams so much issues and problems, and we get a lot of compliments, but we've not had the results to back them compliments up yet. So we just need to make sure that, yeah, we express ourselves, but at the same time we realise the importance of the game.